Let's get to this game. And obviously, the latest, I was trying to check as many different forecasts as possible. Does look like the snow is going to start around 11 and be light until about game time. And then the heaviest snow is going to come down during the game 3 to 6. Not sure how that's going to impact the field. I keep saying this, but during the snowball, it started earlier than the game. So that, I think, led to more snow accumulating. There is going to be snow on the field. I just don't know at this point how much of an impact it's going to have. So we'll see as that goes. But to recap yesterday's question of the day, I did ask you, are you concerned about the weather? 75% of you agree that it is going to have some sort of impact in the game. It absolutely will. I don't know, like I said, how worried we should be. The Eagles obviously are built for the snow with their physicality and the line, where the Rams defense is more predicated on their quickness, which the snow will neutralize that. I think the way the Eagles have played this year, it sort of plays perfectly into their game. Pound the ball with Saquon, short passes, and set Jalen up to be successful that way. But we'll have more on that once we get into the three keys and the prediction. One newsworthy signing, or not signing, I guess, but they did promote Nicholas Morrow up from the practice squad. Looks like he probably will be playing that special teams role that Oren Burks and Jeremiah Trotter played, depending on which one of those guys tend to get more time at linebacker. So not really earth-shattering there, but he does have experience playing with the Eagles, so we'll see how that plays out. But the big news, if the Eagles can win this game, the NFC Championship game will be in Philly next week. Washington just absolutely boat raced the Lions yesterday. Jaden Daniels is good, man. And I really it kind of amplifies the need for the Eagles to kind of make this run this year, because Washington is going to be trouble for a couple years. Not that the Eagles are going to completely fall off the face of the earth, but Washington's going to be a problem. Hopefully, if the Eagles win today, it will be Washington coming to the Link for a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. All right, let's get into the three keys to victory. And these obviously are going to be a little bit different than what we normally do due to the fact of the snow. But what still remains is KeyBank, a car dealership. If you want to sponsor these, there's only a handful left for the season, so let's get into it. But I think first and foremost, the first key is the start of the game. You have to get off to a good start. Yet last week was great with the turnover on special teams. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but you cannot get off to a slow start, especially since the weather is going to progressively get worse as the game goes. You don't want to get down 10 or 14 points and be trying to play catch up in the snow, and that works for both sides of the ball, both on offense and defense. I know Vic Fangio tends to see a series or two and then kind of adjust based on that. You got to get off to a fast start here, especially with the weather. The crowd is going to be rocking. I was watching the news. People have been lined up since 11 o'clock last night to get into the game. I'm too old for that. I'll be going down in a few hours, but you got to take advantage of that and get off to a fast start, punch the Rams in the mouth, and let them know they're going to be in for a battle. And that leads us perfectly into the next key to the game. And then be physical all year since the bye. That has been your identity as a team. Just being a physical team, beating people up, wearing them down, and then pulling away in the fourth quarter. In a game where there's likely going to be a couple inches of snow on the field, you have to be physical, especially on the offensive side of the ball, since the Rams are more of a speed-based defense. You got to just be big and impose your will on them. Like I said, you have to be physical, and that's what you've prided yourself all year on. No need to switch that up now and just go beat up the Rams. And then finally, and this goes for both offense and defense, we've said this almost every week on the key to the game: do your job. It doesn't matter whether you're Jahan Dotson, you're Darius Slay, whoever you are, do your job, play within yourself. Don't try to be the hero. Work as a team, especially because of the snow. On defense, you got to help out Trotter and Oren Burks, whoever's getting the playing time, have that next man up mentality. Secondary, be solid. Keep everything in front of you like you've had. Zach Bond, this is your time. You keep your price goes up every week. I fully need you to drive that price up even higher this week. And then offensively, Jalen, take advantage of running lanes if they're there. Don't try to let things, and you're really good at this, but don't let things get into your head about, oh, Jalen can't pass, Jalen can't. No, play within yourselves, do your job, and truthfully, this should be, I don't want to say easy because it's the divisional round of the playoffs, but the Eagles are a superior team, and yes, I'll use that word, superior team to the Rams. If they play their game, they should have no problem in this game, snow or not. But get off to a fast start. You don't want to be playing catch up in the snow. Be physical on both sides of the ball, and then stay within yourself. Do your job, and we should be playing in the NFC Championship game next week. And I'm looking at the offensive line specifically. Just go out there and beat people up. I keep saying this. If you're a fan in the stadium, don't beat people up. If you're an offensive lineman on the field, beat people up. That's your PSA for this game. All right, so where are we going with the pick here? The line creeped up now to 6.5. The over-under is 42.5. I'm not even going to touch the total in this game just because I believe the Snowball, they scored over 42.5 points between both teams. So I'm not messing with the total, but 6.5. It creeped up. It is a pretty big line. However, as I just mentioned, the Eagles are the better team. They should be able to out-physical the Rams. I think the Cinderella story, the feel-good, let's win it for the LA Fire victims, I think that kind of runs out this week. This is going to be probably the most raucous atmosphere that the Rams have played in this season. Throw the snow on top of that, and the fact that the Eagles are just likely one of the most physical teams in, and we've seen them do it against two physical teams, the Ravens and the Steelers, who pride themselves on being physical. The Eagles out-physical them, and if they can out-physical them, no doubt in my mind that they can out-physical the Rams. I think you throw out that game that happened in LA a few weeks ago. Both teams are different then, but you have a chance to have the NFC Championship game at home. I think they take advantage of that. Give me the Eagles minus the 6.5. I think this might end up being like an 8 to 10 point win for the Eagles. It's going to be dicey in the first half, but I think as they've done all year, they will wear this team down and pull away late. So give me the Eagles minus 6. I laid out the 3 keys to the game. Eagles will be playing in the NFC Championship game with a chance to go to the Super Bowl against a division rival. And as JT Todd from Coatesville said earlier this week, get a little bit of revenge there on the Commanders. But Eagles minus 6.5 is where we're going with this.